Good morning students, welcome to online teaching session of Academic World School, Devendra. This is the 5th lecture of chapter 2 of Mathematics of class 8. The chapter name is Linear Equation in One Variable. So in our previous lectures, we had categorized equations. Okay. The basis of categorization was the presence of variables in the left hand side and in the right hand side. Okay, so the first category was in which variable was just in left side of the equation, right? So we are taking the next category of equation in which the variables are present in both sides of the equation. Okay. Variables are present in both sides of the equation, right? So basically we are going to talk about the solution of linear equation in one variable of this kind of equation in which the variables are both the sides, right? So we had taught that steps of solving an equation. The first step was to simplify the equation if it is required. If it is already in the simplified form, we just need to transfer or change the sign of variables or constants because the operation which is we are going to use here is the either subtraction operation or addition operation, which we say as addition property or subtraction property to move variable or constant from one side to another side, right? Then after that, in the third step, after adding and subtracting, in the third step we do use of multiplication or division property, in which we move the variable constant from left side to right side, and then finally we get the solution of an equation. And I had told you, solution of equation means a value which satisfies the equation, which means if we put that value in the left hand side of the equation and in the right hand side of the equation, that value will make both the sides equal. A value which makes left hand side and the right hand side of an equation equal, that value is called solution of an equation, right? So we are going to see here, okay, how to solve using the methods I have advised you, suggested you. Okay, so see that. The first example we are going to take 3x equal to 2x plus 18. Right, 3x equal to 2x plus 18. Now, so we will move this 2x to the left side because in the second step we need to do addition or subtraction, right? And we know that we can add or subtract only the like terms. We can add or subtract only the like terms, right? Which we have studied in the addition and subtraction of algebraic expression, right? So when we move a variable or constant from one side to another side, what happens? The sign of that variable or constant changes. So this side it is in plus, comes to the left side, becomes in minus. Now we will subtract this. 3x minus 2x. 3x minus 2x will be how much? 1x, or we can just write what? X. So x equal to 18. So this is the solution of this equation. You can verify this result. Let's take LHS. LHS equal to 3x. So in place of x we'll put 18, right? So 3 18s are 54. So LHS is 54. Now we take RHS. RHS is 2x plus 18. So in place of x we will write 18. So here 2 into 18, 36 plus 18, which will be 54. Now see that LHS and RHS both are equal, right? Both are equal, which means 18 is such a value which will make the left hand side and right hand side equal if we put in the left and right hand side of the equation. So 18 is the solution of this equation. Okay, now see that we did not use the first step here because it's already in the simplified form. We use the second step in which we are moving the variable and the constant from one side to another side and using the addition and subtraction property. Even we did not use the third step because with the variable there is no constant associated, and we got the. So when we get solution of equation, you will see that in the left side only the variable will be there. Only the variable will be there. If there is some constant associated with variable, then only we need to use the multiplication or division property to move that constant from left side to right side. Okay. So now we'll see the next example. Second example, let's see. 5t minus 3 equal to 3t minus 5. Now see that 5t and 3t are the same type. So we'll keep in the left side, and 3 and 5 they are same type. So that we will keep in the right side. So one thing you always do, okay, that variables you keep in the left side and the constant you keep in the right side. Okay. So this 5t we write as it is. This 3t will move to the left side. So see this side. It's plus. So comes to the left side, becomes minus. Now this minus 5 will write here. Okay. Now this minus 3 you will move to the right side. So minus will become plus 3. Now 5t minus 3t will be 2t, and this one minus 5 plus 3 will be minus 2. Therefore now see that here with this 2, this t, the 2 is associated. So we need to move this 2 to the right side. See that multiplied, 2 and t are multiplied. So when 2 comes to the left side, it will divide the minus 2. Okay, what will get? 1. Therefore t will be equal to minus 1. Now you can verify by yourself. Okay, just put in the left hand and right hand side of the equation and get that left hand side and right hand side equal. Now let's see the next example. In the next example, you will see that bracket is also there. When there is a bracket, so in that case, we need to remove the bracket first. Always remember that. If in any equation, the bracket is associated, then we need to remove the bracket first. That is what we call as simplification. Simplify it. Not just the removing the bracket will be simplification. The other operations also we need to do. But the first thing we will do is we will remove the bracket first. So here we will remove the bracket first. So when we remove the bracket, you know that what we do. The value which is outside the bracket, that value we will multiply with each of the term inside the bracket. So this 3 we will multiply with x as well as with minus 1. So 3 into x will be 3x, and 3 into minus 1 will be minus 3, and then we write the plus 7. Okay, now bracket is 1. So what we do? this subtraction we will perform. Why I am saying the subtraction? You will be wondering, in the middle between the 3 and 7, the sign is plus, but we are subtracting. Why we are subtracting? We are subtracting because 3 is negative and 7 is positive. And sign of 3 is minus and sign of 7 is plus. And we know that in the integers, if signs are different, we subtract them. So this one, minus 3 plus 7 will be plus 4, right? So now 8x, now we will move the 3x this side and this 4 to right side. So minus 3x, this 4 we write as it is, this 4 will come to the right side. So this side is plus, when it comes to the right side, it will be minus. So 8x minus 3x, 8x minus 3x will be 5x and 4 minus 4 will be 0. Therefore, x equal to, now here we are performing the last step, which is the division property we are going to use here, because this 5 is multiplied in the left side, goes to the right side, it will divide to 0. So 0 divided by 5 will be 0. Right? You can put the value and you can check it. Okay. So let's verify this result. So first we take the left hand side of the equation. Left hand side of the equation. So left hand side is 8x plus 4. Now x is equal to 0. So in place of x we write 0 plus 4. So this will become 0 plus 4, which will be 0 plus 4 will be 4. Now we take the RHS, which is 3 into x minus 1 plus 7. So 3, the value of x is 0, so 0 minus 1 plus 7. So see that 0 minus 1 will be minus 1 plus 7. 3 minus 1 will be minus 3 plus 7. And minus 3 plus 7 will be plus 4. Right? Plus 4. So the left hand side and the right hand side, both are equal. Right? So we write here left hand side and the right hand side equal. And we write at last very fine. Okay? So this is a very simple method, okay, and the very simple way or steps we are following here to solve an equation. So we move to the next example. Here also we see that one thing is involved, that one value is in fraction. So you will wonder that how to solve it. So that's why I have taken this example especially. Right, so x equal to 4 by 5 and x plus 10. Okay, this we can do in the two ways. Okay, I am going to use the simplest method. Now see that this 5 is in division in the right side. So I will move this 5 to the left side. So when we move this 5 to the left side, what will happen? The 5 will multiply with x. 5 multiply x will be 5x. So this will be, okay. Now we will remove the bracket by multiplying 4 with x as well as with 10. So 4 into x, 4x, and then 4 into 10, 40. This 4 will bring to the left side. So right side it is in plus, left side will be in minus. Now 5x minus 4x will be 1x, or just we write x equal to 40. Right? You can verify. Okay, you verify by yourself, putting the value in left side as well as in right side. Okay. Now we are moving to the next example, in which you will see that the variable is in the form of fraction. Okay. You will see this solution, very carefully. So 7x by 15. Okay. Since there is no brackets, so we do not need to simplify. So what will happen? We will use the second step. This variable term will bring to the left side. So 2x by 3 we write as it is. 7x by 15 is in plus in the right side. So when it comes to the left side, will be in minus. Right? Now this 3 will write here, and this 1 will move to the right side. So plus 1 goes to right side, becomes minus 1. Now the left side, you see that they are in fraction, and we have to subtract them. So we are going to use the method of fraction to subtract them. So for that, first we will take the LCM of 3 and 5. LCM of 3 and 5, which will be 15, right? So here we write 15. Now this 15 we will divide by 3. Remember, the 15, this LCM 15 will divide by 3. So if we divide the 15 by 3, we will get 5, and that 5 we will multiply with 2x. So we write here 2x into 5. I repeat it. 15 we are dividing by 3. Okay, 15 we are dividing by 3. So if you divide the 15 by 3, we will get 5, and that 5 will multiply with 2x. Same we are going to do here also. So first division of LCM and denominator. Division of LCM and denominator. So LCM is 15, denominator is 15. We will get 1, and that 1 will multiply in the numerator. So 7x into 1. 3 minus 1 will be 2. So 2x into 5 will be 10x. 7x into 1 will be 7x by 15. Now this 15 will move to the right side. Division this side goes to right side, becomes in multiplication. And 10x minus 7x will be 3x. 10x minus 7x will be 3x. And the 15 will multiply with 2. The 15 is moving to the right side. And this side it is division, go to the right side, becomes in multiplication. So 3x, 2 into 15 will be 30. Therefore x will be 13 by 3. So x equal to 10. Now you can verify the result. Let me verify the result. Okay. So we will take the LHS first. 2x by 3 plus 1. 2 into 10 by 3 plus 1. 2 into 10 will be 20 plus 3 plus 1. Now see that one number is in fraction, and here there is no denominator, so we can take the denominator 1. Let's add. 3 is the LCM, so this will be 20 and here will be 3. 23 by 23 by 3. Now we check the RHS. RHS is 7x by 15 plus 3. Right. So 7 into 10. Right. 7 into 10 by 15 plus 3. If you want to multiply, you can multiply, or if you want to reduce, you can reduce it. I am going to reduce it. 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, and 7 2s are 14 by 3 plus 3. So I will take here denominator 1, 3 is the LCM, 14 plus 9, 9 plus 14 will be 23 by 3. See that LHS is 23 by 3, RHS is also 23 by 3. So we write here LHS equal to RHS. Okay. So this is how we simplify. Okay. So very simple step. First, you just simplify if it is required. If not, then use the addition and subtraction property to move the variable and constant from one side to another side, and always keep the variable in the left side and the constant in the right side. Then use the addition, division and multiplication property. Right. So assignment related to this lecture will be uploaded on the ERP. Okay. You download the assignment and do it positively. Thank you.